And they're asking you to draw using things inside and outside. Here's a photograph I took of one of my empty rooms in my rental. And as you see, if I come down here and start to put lines in, you can see the perspective of it. So if I start in the corner, you can see that this is then a 2-point perspective room because it's going out and meeting here in this corner. So you see what is happening with the perspective. And this is the first thing that Albert Dürer noticed when he was drawing and figured out how 2-point perspective works through drawing through a piece of glass. And he saw that the rooms are coming together like this. You can see that there is a vanishing point, that if this wall continued to go off into space here, that somewhere off the page it would gradually meet. See how the floor is going towards that direction. So you can draw, if you're looking at the inside of your room, basically like that. You can see where the door is fitting in straight up and down within the vanishing point of those walls. And then the window also should go parallel to that edge wall and the bottom wall. So if you're looking inside your house and trying to figure out where the perspective is, you probably are seeing something similar to this, okay? So if I'm looking on the outside, this would be aerial perspective, and this is happening by overlapping. And if I was going to draw that, my simple mountain shapes, this is from Pinterest, just overlap one shape, and what's closer is bigger and darker, and what's further away is smaller. That would be a whole mountain shape. And these aren't even realistic mountains. But see, you could draw something like that in your paint and color them in and use overlapping and do perspective. Even though this is paint, see how those shapes work together? Okay, so let's look at one more, and that would be show a very easy use of space. And notice that you keep things darker on this particular one and lighter as it go off into the distance. I have one in Photoshop that I will actually draw for you in Photoshop and put this out using aerial perspective. So if you're using something nice like Tumblr, that you can do that. Okay. That's the one that I just did. Let's do this one. Don't save. Oh, this is my brick wall. And if you'll notice, the lines are just going closer together. But there's a vanishing point over here on the side of the brick wall. And if I had my piece of paper bigger, let's see if we could do that. That there would be a vanishing point there. So that is something that you could do. All right. I'm going to look on my desktop and see. Open one of these. My dogs are causing so much noise. I'm sorry. You can see as it's going off into the distance, there is the vanishing point. And then it also has layers happening. So here's a line, here's a line, here's a line. And that you know, and you could have your hills and your mountains Now, and then it has the sun. You could draw something like that and show space on paint without hardly any problem, you know. So I didn't draw that very carefully, but you can see I could do that in a number of seconds. So that would be a real easy one to do. And here is one from a row of trees. And if you were to draw a row of trees in perspective, see where the vanishing point is on the horizon there. So you could draw something like that and have it be in perspective. And the ones that I like to draw are like this one here. Okay, so here's my straight line tool, so you can see if there is a vanishing point here. There almost always is. And if you bring it in and analyze it in paint, let's make this bigger. You can almost always figure out where you're going and what you're doing. So here is a line tool, probably coming from the road. And I would guess that it is going somewhere off there. And there's a tool of a roof. And if I keep extending this, I would say this is 1 point perspective. That if I was going to draw this, that all of my lines going diagonally are going to the vanishing point like that, even the edge of the roof. Okay, so now that I know that goes there, I'm even guessing the top of the steeple is going to a vanishing point. This one may have a vanishing point going this direction. So it is 2 point perspective because of the angle the photograph was taken. All right, and then the top of the roof then. Pretty easy to do. And I could draw it and not have all the extra lines and draw it in space and color that in and have it be in perspective showing space. So if you are drawing in paint and you're drawing, I would suggest you open it up and draw on top of it for a little bit and then don't save it so that you know what it is that you're going to draw. All right,